All right. Things here. Oh, lovely. We are. Welcome. We are back. Back live and direct. Setting up a few things right now. Quick. Go ahead. I've just jumped on the computer. Much. Done one trade beforehand whilst I was getting back to people. So, yeah. Right now. What is this music? Definitely not my type of music. Maybe that's a bit better. Right, let's go ahead and that we are live platforms again. Right. Cool. Sweet. Right. How's everyone doing? Well, as we're just plugging in right now. Good morning, Bertie. How we doing? Hope you're well, my brother. Yeah, the first trade this morning, I'm gonna go over it because it's quite funny in a way. But do you know what? I made money out of the trade because, again, just the power of layering through the trade, which we're going to talk about this trade just in a second. I'm going to go live on TikTok as well. I'm going to try to nick all the people on TikTok over to yeah. Got the operations on TikTok pretty much because, as we know, TikTok. Right, so announce this as well on get the links. Let me just quickly test it out, see that the voice and everything's sweet. Yeah, 6, so everything's pretty ticked up. Love to see. Thank you for all the likes. Make sure, ladies and gents, you share my YouTube as well as my kick. Give it a nice subscribe. Really appreciate it. Really cool. And then yeah, we're gonna get right into it just in a moment. Because like I say, quite funny. Our first trade of the day, we had a pretty decent start, to be fair, but it's quite funny just you know, the power of actually layering, right? That's the main thing that comes to mind, because you know, many of us might have taken a loss or even a break-even point on our first trade, but I didn't personally, and I'll go through it straight away on why that didn't happen. Right, so let's have a look here. Let's share that. That for Perfect. Oh yeah, we are all ready to rock and roll. All ready to rock and roll, ladies and gents. So let's break down, first of all, just before we mark out some of the charts here. Again, obviously waiting for the next signal to come out for us. Because the first trade we took, very interesting to say the least. Again, why I made money from this trade. That's why you can see BE stands for break even. Most people would have taken a break even or even a tiny loss on this trade. But for me, I took 70 pips from this trade. How did I do it? Okay, very simple, ladies. We had a signal to sell gold around these candles, I believe 86 to the night, right? 86. We had a sell signal around this area right there. Okay, you know, I took one trade, second trade like about 5 pips apart. Then I waited. I saw the market was increasing. Of course, bearing in mind 5-minute chart, I saw this imbalance. Okay, just at our left hand side. But I knew because of the fair value gap, at least 50% of it is going to get filled in. So I knew that I'm expecting a little bit of a drawdown. Okay, so I waited. I put another trade on just at this high of 88. Okay, and I put another trade at basically the beginning of the fair value gap, right? And then as the market went up, almost covering 50% of the fair value gap, it actually retraced back down. Our trader obviously lost confidence in this trade, and rightly so, because there was a high possibility that this would go even higher. Slim chances of it going down, but it did actually go down. And I took this trade out at around 85 mark. Was technically break even for most people, but because I layered, you know, 3 trades above that entry, that made me a profit, you know, from exactly all 4 trades that I took were in fact profit. So again, it's just the power of layering through that zone. Yesterday, of course, when we was trading, we only took 1 trade on a stream, and then we took another trade off stream yesterday, which was also a profit, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, yesterday was a little bit of a slow Monday. Again, today we do expect a little bit of a higher volatility because one, there's a lot of stuff happening around the world, and second of all, today, as you can see, there is a lot of red and orange folders throughout. Okay, so you know, at 1 p.m. Obviously you've got the Trump speech, you've got retail sales and core retail sales, right? So that again can also impact the market. And then at the 3 p.m. mark, we've got the Federal Reserve Chairman basically doing some kind of a speech or testifying. Okay, yeah. So basically nothing really to concern us, but something just to know to stay out of. So that's the main thing. So yeah, but again, funny enough, ladies and gents, look, you see these zones that we see here, the red horizontal lines. These are our 4-hour zones. How bizarre is it that, you know, we left them since yesterday, and even today, look, perfectly went to the 4-hour zone, almost perfectly went to the 4-hour zone here, retraced back down. These zones, ladies and gents, are absolute goated zones right now. I'm not gonna lie. So it's crazy. It's crazy to know how much this is doing right now for us, 4-hour zones. So let's look at one. Obviously, at a moment, about half an hour time, I'm gonna finish officially with the Tokyo session. So we're gonna basically, you know, again determine where is Asia high, Asia low. Again, obviously, we can see here our Asia high is around this mark right there, 831. Right, 831 is our Asia high. Asia low at a current moment is around 772 level. Right. Get rid of this indicator as we always do. Honestly, ladies and gents, it's so nice to know where these zones are. It helps you trade a little time. Right now, you can see how close we are to Asia low. But the possibility of Asia low getting you know, basically penetrated is much higher than Asia high because we're so close to it. Does that make sense? Like yesterday, for example, right? The previous day Asia low never got dealt with, right? Never got dealt with. And as you can see, Asia high here, okay, got beaten, tested at the A14 level, right? Then came back down, played about with it, came back down again, played about with it, came up again, went to another 4 hour zone, created a new Asia high during an Asian session, and then came back down again. You know, so again, it's honestly really cool to see these zones, the zones we trade and how we trade, getting respected. So we can see exactly what's happening, and you know, it's honestly amazing. It really is, to be able to trade in such ways. So right now, again, we're going to go back to the Asian, the 4 hour chart, and then we're going to basically just look at some potential zones. So obviously we've got the zones here, we've got the Asian low marked out, Asia highs up there. Obviously new candle just got created, pretty much the start of the imbalance on the 4 hour chart, of course. So obviously that's a little bit. Thank you for the likes, appreciate it, thank you very much. But yeah, ladies and gents, make sure that you are liking the streams, subscribing, following, anything that helps out. Honestly, means a lot. Like we say, you know, we are consistent with the streams, ladies and gents. We're doing everything correctly, because again, you know, as we get better with doing what we do best, you know, it's good stuff, you know, good stuff for sure. Especially to know when the market, like, we kind of learn together, we'll go through the process together. Everyone that's in the VIP group as well, of course, like I keep teasing everyone, we've got something super special dropping in the next few weeks. So you need to make sure that you get yourself involved inside of our VIP group, because like I say, this cost a lot of money out of my business partner's pocket that he invested himself into bettering pretty much the whole scenario of trading for everyone that's inside of our group. So make sure that you are in there, because trust me, this stuff is gonna get, I say, tried the best to get copied in other groups, but it's just gonna be too hard. It's gonna be too hard to duplicate what we've done. So yeah, Ethan. I think I'm gonna change the music. Yeah, I'll be real. Music, this dubstep thing is not really doing it for me, if I'm honest. Hip hop for streamers, I think I have to just roll with that. At the moment, I think because I'm streaming, from the Wi-Fi, because at the moment I got my other iPhone that's streaming. That's on my Wi-Fi, laptop, computer, streaming 2 different platforms, watching 2 different platforms, streaming on my phone. I suppose it's a big ask for the Wi-Fi, isn't it? No matter what speed you got. So yeah, so just whoever is just plugged in, ladies and gents. Just to summarize, we took 70 pips on the first trade. Our trader, you know, lost confidence in this trade as it started developing, because of course there was, you know, an impulsive move, quite aggressive to the upside. Looked like it wanted to take out, you know, some equal highs, also take out some of the fair value gap here that we have, and some other ones above that we can see. Obviously that didn't happen. The trade did actually go in our favor. He's probably kicking himself in the head, so hopefully he can just rephrase himself and then get back into it, no problem. Because obviously this trade ended up from my best entry going 100 and some pips. Like, it went up to yeah, 140, 150 pips, give or take. From my best entry, which is 90 level, right up here. So yeah. Okay, my mic volume is a bit low. Thank you for telling me. Let me just do this quickly. I'm gonna turn down the music. Put this up a little bit. Can you hear me a little bit better now? Let's have a look. Double check on my end as well. Thank you for letting me know, bro. Thank you, Kevs. Appreciate it. Double check that everything's sweet. Sick. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Appreciate it. Thank you for the likes as well. Make sure you like and subscribe. That's the main thing. Bro, how do you hear your music when streaming? Very good question, my brother. I'll give you a training. It's the platform I use to stream. Because I don't use Kick. I don't use YouTube to stream on. I use a software that allows me to stream at the same time on multiple different platforms. And on there, you can play about with certain settings and everything else. So I can even now increase the volume of the music a little bit, which you will hear on your end, obviously, because obviously I'm streaming such way where it allows me to kind of do that, if that makes sense, bro. But yeah, I'll teach you how to do that. For sure. Yeah, so this trade that previously went, lovely trade it was. Obviously, I took 70 pips on it, so better than nothing. Not getting me wrong, if I had all full trades running to that, oof, that would have been some really good profit. I literally had full trades on, ladies and gentlemen, this market. And the best thing I do right now as well, I don't go ahead and I don't, you know, pre-calculate, right? I don't pre-calculate on how much money I've made. This used to damage me quite a lot, where I used to sit there and used to look at how much profit I missed out on. Wrong idea. Never do that. No, bro, I use Streamlabs, so yeah, so I don't use that one, bro. I use OBS. That's a better platform to use. But I'm not gonna lie, it does take about a day to set everything up. I'll send you the videos I watched. Series of videos. It helps you to set up your mic, your camera, everything. Because before, my camera was really like bright and out of focus. So yeah, everything, bro. I'll show you how to use it. A bit confusing, but once you do it a couple of times, you get better at it. So yeah, man. Right now, we're just ready for the next trade to come out. Of course, yesterday we had a little bit of a slow day. You know, we've had 5 trades were sent out, 4 wins, 1 stop loss taken. About 510 pips done yesterday, which wasn't bad. You know, that's a good result. You know, if I'm honest. So overall, we've done pretty well yesterday. Obviously, I only took 2 trades yesterday, and I was about to take the 3rd trade, and yeah, funny enough, I actually went ahead and I just said to myself, after my 2nd trade, I'm done for today. I actually made pretty decent profit out of them 2 trades, so I was like to myself, what's the point of even forcing? And then yeah, you know, Bertie just said, I did the layering this morning and worked great. One of the trades was a small loss, but made profit on the other 2. There we go. See, Bertie, that's the way it works, brother. Exactly that. So imagine that's the thing with layering, you know, because now imagine, yeah, if I only took 1 trade at my first entry, which was my worst trade was 87. Okay, 87. So literally right there. But I'll be literally waiting all this time then just to break even, pretty much. Because obviously I follow the trader, right? So I pretty much go ahead and I trust his judgment, because he's good at what he does. Do you know what I mean? Like, overall, I mean, if I show you, ladies and gents, last week results from the whole week, finished on, look at this, ladies, here from TikTok. Unfortunately, on streams, can't be able to see that. Last week we done 40 trades. Get out of focus. Come on, camera. Come on. So anyone can see that 40 trades. Oh, it's like watching my thing without glasses. 40 trades, 30 wins, 7 stop losses, 3 break evens, ladies and gents, for the whole week. Right? Imagine that. Imagine getting yourself, I don't know, even just a half amount of them wins, 15 TPs throughout a week. That's good. No, that is really good. Pretty fiddly here. Make sure you like the stream, ladies and gents. It helps out a lot. Of course, what we're trying to do, we're gonna see how TikTok basically, swipe left. Wait, I'm getting distracted here. Just to swipe left. Swiping left here. Close. Interesting. So we took a lot of good wins last week, and that's the thing as well. You have to all realize is we are trading in probably one of the most difficult markets we've seen in like quite a while inside of gold. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know if you remember, we were chatting about layering yesterday. Typically the first trade I tested out, tried yesterday with a stop loss. Nice. Well, there you go. So like when you're trading, yeah, of course I remember yesterday. I remember giving you the advice on the layering, and yeah, you basically just keep your stop loss the same. Your TP can obviously, be different as well. Like, always count your first trade is always your worst entry. So even when you enter, right, always bear in mind that your first trade is your worst trade. Like, that's going to be your highest risk, your smallest return. Because if you hang on to your worst trade, and let's say, I don't know, you're aiming for TP3, but your worst trade only went to TP1 and then reversed, and you haven't been able to take out reduce your stop loss, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because every time you're going to trade, then you're always going to be a massive negative reward to risk to reward. Every time you're going to be losing way more than you're gaining back. You might have to then take 3 winning trades in a row to account for 1 stop loss. But as soon as you layer up let's say 3 trades for the zone, then what you do, instead of increasing your lot size, just put 1 extra trade. That's why on my platform I have MetaTrader 5 1-click trading, right? So I have buy and sell instantly, and I enter the zones first, okay? Then I wait. If the market's moving a bit slow, I put a sell or buy limit, 10 or 20 pips above or below, depending obviously if it's a buy or sell. Then I figure out where the stop loss is. I put the stop loss in the same way, and then the last thing to do is figure out, okay, where market can actually go to, So hopefully that makes a lot of sense, bro, because trust me, throughout a week, a month, you'll notice that making more money, and you have to be very good at taking out majority of the trades. If you got 3 trades, you gotta be good at taking 2 straight away when I go into profit. Like TB1, TB2, boom, take them out. Your third trade, you run it to TB3, TB4, that's it. Boom, you take it out. And you're consistently then growing your account. And then, when your account reaches a number of, let's say, doubling or tripling, you can then increase your lot size minimally, right, with the same strategy. A lot of us do, and I'm guilty to it as well. We do something that gets us a consistent profit. we profit, we make, I don't know, 20, 30, 50% on an account in one day, which is great results. And then the next day we come into the market and then we do things opposite way, which makes no sense, because realistically, why on earth would you change something that already works? Why reinvent the wheel if the wheel was already round and worked perfectly? You know, and I've done this a few times. It was like a prime example. I keep going back to this day because I've still got PTSD to this day, because it was so stupid, but it was so needed at the same time. It was 2 weeks ago, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, profitable day. Thursday, Friday, profitable day. Wednesday, I wake up. Don't know why. I felt like to just, you know, prolong some of my entries. In fact, I made a decision to go for like TP 1000 on all of them. And majority of the day, I'm staring at a profit on my charts, on my MetaTrader 5. I'm looking at it and I'm actually in profit. You know, I'm just chilling there. I'm seeing 100 pips, 150 pips, 180 pips. I might take out one worst trade and then keep the best trades running. And then before I know it, either all of them will go to break even or all of them will go to, you know, stop loss. And then I remember I had a big losing day that day. Normally I only risk, you know, 10% max on my account, you know, because I account for my head. If I'm risking 10% on one of my accounts, that's essentially 30 or 40% overall, because of course, 10%, because I trade like 3 or 4 accounts at the same time. But the result was that I lost a bigger amount than usual. But Monday, Tuesday, I was profitable. So I changed Wednesday, trying to reinvent the wheel, and it messed me up. Right? It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. That's just, again, prime example. You gotta just stick to your guns, stick to your rules. Rules are there not to be broken. Only in trading. Like, rules are there for a reason, so stick to them, you know? That's again, that's what we're gonna do. And then yeah, like last week we had a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all profitable days, lovely. Friday again, decided to do things just, I think like literally subconsciously, I'll make a decision with myself sometimes, and then I'm like, okay, let me do it this way, let me do it that way, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, why did I change my approach to trading, where I've just had 4 days of consistent profits, and today what do I think I'm better than the markets? No, do I think like I completed it and I could do anything I like and still no, like, you know? So yeah, hopefully that gives a very good summary, you know, on the perspective on like just sticking to your rules. Stick to the rules. You know what, ladies and gents, we're going to try to do my best to show you all on my, I'm going to do this, all my TikTok viewers, to show you the charts as well as everything else. How should I do? I feel like I'm going to get very claustrophobic here. Like this. That's a bit mad, isn't it? What if I actually stick this on the laptop? Yeah. There we go. See, the old setup is back. Let's have a look. Maybe this can work. Maybe. I have my phone here. Look at like this. This is a mad operation, right, ladies and gents. Crazy. But I'll show my chart on the TikTok for a little bit. We're just gonna show. Make sure you like the stream, ladies and gents. Really appreciate anyone that does. Really appreciate it. I heard that apparently if your TikTok gets 10,000 likes, you're able to not get restricted anymore. So let's do this, ladies and gents. let's get myself to 10,000 likes on my TikTok as well. I'm even liking my own stream just to help that. So encourage that, ladies and gents, because like I say, we're just gonna see how this works. Gonna see if it works pretty well. So make sure, ladies and gents, you hit that like button and then help out the stream. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So let's have a look. Definitely makes sense, mate. Wait, the first other example of it working. Yeah, absolutely, Bertie. That's the thing, Bert. That's the way it works. Because like I say, I always said, if you don't layer through your trades, you know, the way we trade zones, right? Our zones are typically around 50 pips, right? So wherever your first entry is, you know, you always have to think that the trade is most likely going to go at least a couple of pips and negative, right? 10, 20, 30. So if you layer, let's say, I don't know, 15 pips apart, then, you know, your third entry is 30 pips better from your first entry. Hopefully that makes sense. So again, this is not financial advice, ladies and gents. I'm only giving out life education on basically gold, how we trade it, and how we can actually profit, become better at trading gold. Like I say, I wouldn't even count myself a professional, but I've been around the bush a long time, so you know, I pretty much know the ins and outs of how it kind of moves and what to expect. And for me, I found my flow, right? I really found what works for me. So, you know, at the same time, it's really good. It's pretty good to become decent at trading gold, because like I say, gold is the most favorable pair to trade when it comes down to. Yes, we got some gifts. Keep it coming. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Because let me tell you this, ladies and gents, right? Let me tell you this. Zoom into the chart a little better. Out of focus. Focused up. Move that so the price a bit better. There we go. Yeah, we honestly, multitask is, I've completed it, honestly. Absolutely completed it, ladies and gents. So right now, we're streaming on 3 different platforms. I've got music playing in the background. I have my trading platform open here. I've got 3 different chat boxes open. Mate, I've completed it. Multitasking at its finest. Wow. Honestly, no wonder. By like 9 o'clock, like, I used to graft on site, as everyone knows the story. Come back, go gym, do some work. And I used to stay up to like 10, 11 p.m. and then wake up at 6 and do the same thing all over again. Now, 8, 9 p.m. hits, I'm knackered. I'm ready for beds. I'm more tired now working. I'm working more mentally now than ever, ladies and gentlemen. You know, investing my money in right places as well. That's the most important thing. But the thing is, what's the point of making money if you're just going to save it? I think, you know, you have to... a business partner of mine said a very good strategy to do. And for many years, I wasn't in this category to be able to do it in such a way. But the last 12 months... I'm way ahead of the curve with the strategy, but basically it's the 30-30-30-10 rule. You should be doing 30% of your salary, your wage, your money a month should be spent on, you know, basically like utility bills, mortgage, credit card payments, car payments, you know, basically your expenses, right? 30%. 30% you should invest, right? And 30% you should go ahead and you should save. And 10% you should just absolutely spunk on whatever you like. And yeah, but now if I look at my expenses for the month, what I make, I don't think my expenses are even 10%. If I have to work it out. So got very fortunate with obviously making my expenses as low as possible. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't really look. I'd actually have to count how much expenses I have. I have a lot of payments coming out and all this stuff, subscriptions, things I pay for per month. But I know it's definitely below 10% of my monthly return of investment plus income. And I do my best to like save 30% and then invest 30%. And then yeah, the 10%, just I do tend to spend on just whatever I like on. Like honestly, sometimes I buy the most randomest stuff, just because I want it, right? You know. So yeah, it is a good way to do life. I think. The more money you have, the more money you can make. You know? So it's the rule of thumb. But yeah, hopefully that makes a lot of sense for everyone, ladies and gents. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning into the stream. I'm right now currently waiting for the next trade to appear. Of course, we had that sell that gave us 70 pips. Because of the hesitation from the trader himself. Hesitation. I would say call it more professionalism of decision making. Of course, something he saw in the market didn't like. I saw it as well, to be fair. There was obviously a big imbalance to be filled in fully, which still hasn't technically been taken, realistically speaking. But then that trade, it did go down 140 pips. And then we traced back 140. We still got Asia low down there. We got Asia high all way up. We probably have around... God, if I'm going to go ahead... Right, probably have about 440 pips with Asia high. So, that's a lot of volume. A lot of volume to go up. But yeah, hopefully, for the viewers here to my amazing stream pals have a lot of understanding on what we do and how we do it. Because that's the whole point of trading. Trading is like, as mad as it sounds, trading is not here to make you money to like replace your salary or like you see it as an income. Then when you have a losing month, you'll see it as someone's robbed you, right? When you see it as a return of your investment, start treating it like an investment. Then before you know it, you start investing that money you make from trading in different assets. Because what's the point? What's the point of actually, making money and not investing it to double it, triple it down the line? Of course, risks are involved, ladies and gents. Past profit never guarantees future results. But the main thing to realize here is the fact that when you invest in yourself and in your future, life becomes easier. It really does. I didn't understand this till like a couple of situations in the last few months of my life where something happens or something breaks or something needs to be paid now, and you don't second guess yourself. Pay it. Sometimes it's like you had to pay a couple of £1,000. Like right now, ladies and gents, I'm going on a car trip in the next few months, and I'm like, shit, my car needs new tires. Yeah, that would probably be just over £1,000 for tires. Now I don't really know the petrol prices. Don't really know it, but my friends, they're still in that circle where they really see the petrol going up and down. They feel it because they travel a lot with the car to work. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know what the price of petrol is anymore, really. What price of diesel is. I mean, I know things have gone up, but I don't really feel it. So I don't really do a lot of mileage now anymore because I work from home. So it's just the little things you realize about life that, the biggest problems people have in their life is money problems. You know? So it goes deep, ladies and gents. It goes deep. It goes deep. But when you focus on having a money problem, you always end up having a money problem. If you focus on the solution, you will then overcome that problem. A lot of us, I think we focus on the problems too much and we suffer more in our mentalities than we do in real life. And that's the facts. I know I'm going a little bit off topic here and getting deep into certain things, but I think it's important for everyone to realize that, especially when we're trading, ladies and gents, because when we trade, I think trading is actually the best exposure of your own ego, right? If you have an ego of a, you know, I don't know, call it a greedy person, trading will amplify you. It will really show you on who you are. So if you're greedy, you're going to be super greedy while trading. So I recommend, you know, just to becoming good at, you know, being self-aware. So that's my 10-minute wisdom right there, ladies. Right now, we're just waiting for the next trade to appear. On the zones chat as well, we had a sell at target 1. Sorry, I got a bit of something stuck in my throat. I'm trying to get rid of it. Kev's just asked a brilliant question. If I had $1,000, pounds right now to invest, not in trading, what would I invest in? Very good question. So this is how I would do it. Okay, I would split it, which is not a lot of money to split up, but set aside about $100 for personal development, right? Spend time researching best books to buy, online programs from, like, you know, the people you aspire to be. You know, follow them for a little bit, see if they've got any good courses or anything like that to invest into. Even a networking platform. Like, this is how I started off. I started off in an MLM company, right? Multi-level marketing, which had a trading program. Like, if you really wanted to, find one of the best platforms out there. And again, I'm not associated. I've left MLM but a long time before. I don't really mess with the platform system of MLM, right? Because me as a person who brings customers to that company, you generate them a lot of revenue and they only give you like 5-10% commission on that. But it's great to get in a network. Like, the best thing you have to invest into, bro, is the network, right? Because if it weren't for me meeting our business partner way back in 2019 in an MLM company, I would have never been in his group, ladies and gents. So I would have never understood the true power, right, of trading, networking, leadership, having a business, all this stuff, right, which I learned in that company. And it brought me closer. So I would spend 10-20%, get yourself involved just for a month in a networking company. It doesn't have to be trading related. It can be health product related, travel product related, cruise related, like whatever. But find someone who's already in there that you know of or that you like, whatever. Because that will bring you closer to the right people, right, who have a good mindset. That's where I would start off with. Yeah. So that's essentially saying invest in yourself and invest in a platform that already have people and the results that you aspire to have, right? And like I say, long time ago, I left MLM space or the networking space. You know, I have now my own network with a broker, right? That's one of my streams of income. You know, my stream of income for trading is not a stream of income, right? It's a return of my investment, right? It's different. I also invest into crypto. I invest into projects. I invest into people. I help out a lot. I give out a lot of money as well, ladies and gents. And again, like, I'm not saying that to anyone saying, yeah, I need some money. You're not going to get money if you ask for it, put it that way. But like, I see that any like cancer GoFundMe pages that are people that I know or went to school with or anything like that, right? Like, I give out as well, you know. So there's phases. And also, if you don't have a lot of money, it's weird how the universe works, but trust me, if you don't have a lot of money now, that is a better reason to give something. If you have, like, I don't know, $1,000 to your name, give out at least $10, $20, 1-2%. Just give it out to someone, right? Homeless person, you know, charity foundations, whatever. Like, you know, you gotta give. You gotta give, because it comes back to you in different forms. It comes back to you in gratitude, opportunities, and stuff like that, right? And then the rest money, I would hold on to, because it takes time to learn, right? Everyone's looking to invest into something and have a quick flip. Don't get me wrong, I can give you now, I don't know, cryptocurrency to invest in, right? Crypto is gonna go up, for example. But it's not right to do, because let me tell you this. If you now have invested into crypto and made shitloads of money, you don't have the mindset to hold on to shitloads of money. So before you know it, your money's going to disappear. It's going to return to exactly the same pockets that it always does, which is the big boys, the big companies, and everything else involved. Right? This always happens, ladies and gentlemen. Right? So you have to invest into yourself first. Like, for a prime example, let me tell you this, okay? 2020, I invested into a crypto coin called Unistake, right? Which was, you know, DeFi project. It was going to be the next big thing, whatever. I bought it just below 1 cent. I took a loan out at that current moment for something, and I had a little bit of money left over. So I put £1,000, which was the last money I had on earth, right, in this project. 6 months later, this coin goes up to 38 cents. So I had a 3,800% return at £38,000, right, return of that investment. Which at that time, I was obviously in beginning stages of my carpentry journey. I made probably about 30,000 a year. But that was way more than I made a year. I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, this is it. This coin is gonna go to $1. I'm gonna make 100 grand from this. I'm gonna withdraw my money. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna be a full-time crypto trader. Right? I thought I had it all figured out. Guess what happened? This coin went from 38 grand. I'm literally refreshing my crypto wallet every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, I'm literally refreshing. It went up to 36, then 38, 37. And I'm like, I need to sneeze. Bless me, thank you. My apologies. So I'm looking at this crypto wallet, right? Literally married to the crypto wallet. And guess what? I pay myself out 1,000, then 2,000, 1,000. So basically, for my 1,000, I did make money. I made maybe like what, 4 grand, 5 grand, something like that. Pardon me. Bless me. Thank you. My apologies, but I keep sneezing. And long story short, ladies and gents, my mum told me when I was at its peak, 38 grand. Guess what I done? I didn't withdraw it. My mum told me at least take half of it. You got, you know, let's say, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 grand to your name. Withdraw that. Keep the rest in. Did I listen to her? My mum, who has no experience in cryptocurrency or in investing, told me the best advice I could have probably have done in that time. Did I do it? No. Didn't listen to it. Right? Don't get me wrong. I made, 3, 4, 5 times max, my investment. But nowhere near to what I could have done. So see what I mean? Like when I'm talking about mindset and investing into yourself and your knowledge. And again, I know we're going off topic, but we're just waiting for the next trade. So I'm trying to keep it entertaining and give some value. But at the same time, if I had the mindset to hold on to that 38,000, I would have withdrawn that money, paid some shit off, invested this money elsewhere. I could have made a lot of more money from that. But because my mindset was broke, I couldn't hold on to it. My decisions were wrong. So that was my first exposure, because I worked out, let's say if I stuck, I don't know, like I think back then, imagine sticking, that 38 grand, then spreading it into like 4 different cryptocurrencies, Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, all that. I would have made like 6 figures easy from that, But now knowing what I missed out on back then made me better, right? So this is what I mean, like when you're around the right people, they give you the right advice, and then you know what to do with your money, and then your mindset grows, and also your responsibility and wiseness with having money also grows. Because if you're immature, like I'm seeing a lot of people make a lot of money around me, but they're absolutely stupid with money. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I can be stupid with money as well. Like, fuck it. Like, I like to treat myself or treat other people around me with some really bizarre things, but I like to hold on to my money now and put my money in the right places so that money has an opportunity to grow. Not literally the other day, ladies and gents, I literally invested 15 grand into something that could literally flop. Don't get me wrong, has a very high probability of going up and whatever. But this project, I won't be able to do anything probably with it in the next like 6 to 12 months. But I have chosen to take the risk on that money because I understand investing now. It's all about, again, probabilities, right? Outside of trading. So yeah. But yeah, hopefully, Kev's, just to summarize, hopefully that answers your question in a very detailed way. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense around what we've just said, Yeah. As we wait for the next trade to come out, of course, if the strategy doesn't align, we don't take it. Simple as that. Wait for the next one. Keep nice and patient. Nice and patient. Whilst wait for things to manifest, as we call it, ladies and gents, let me know any questions, any other questions as well. Because I suppose if we have a good question, just stream them flows. I'll be able to give some knowledge out. Again, I'm still learning. I'm perfect, but I suppose I managed to do, like, last 12 months of my life. I managed to do what I said I was going to do, and that's the crazy part about my life. you know, the last few, like last 12 months. Crazy. Like, I still can't really believe it to, you know, that we're here. But it also feels, so normal, if that makes sense, because we've been here so many times before in my mind, like at this level, and now I'm manifesting the next level, and the next level after that. Crazy, you know. Slowly waiting, ladies and gents, for the next one. Let's keep patient for the process. We don't chase the trades, we attract them. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that, ladies and gents. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you. Let's have a look here. Again, waiting. The volume a little bit on the market has died down just a tad. So right now, again, we're going to wait. I'm going to see now, because as well, we're in the markets, as we just sit here and wait for any other trades to appear for us. Again, we can see like the market is, you know, it's starting to create a little bit of, you know, an upwards momentum here. Obviously, as you know, if we want to really go down to our disliked trend lines that we don't like to use, but you know, the market, as obviously we had a massive impulsive move to the downside. Obviously, the market now has been forming, you know, a kind of like a, you know, respected uptrend reversal. But this, I reckon, is just a reversal, but for a continuation to the downside. Again, I just think that we might see, you know, another, you know, scale to the downside. We've got some like levels below us. We've got a 72 level, crucial part of the 4-hour chart, which still needs to get smucked down. Then we've got 58 level and then 45 level, which is the previous Asian low from yesterday, which hasn't been taken out yet. So yeah, we might have to get in for another sell, but we will see. Sorry, ladies and gents, I'm just sorting out a few things. Back end here. Moving some about. People doing a bit of admin work. Yes, so apologies. Yeah, at the moment, ladies and gents, there's no real volume as happening. As you can see on the 1 minute chart here, the volume has died down just a little tad. Right now, we're either waiting gold to break up some highs for us so we can take sales, or if the market does go down, infill some of those imbalances that's left behind. So maybe potential buys at gold wait. Fortunately, it's just one of these starts to the market, really, both ends. You know, it's been pretty slow, you know, so to say the least. But you know, sometimes a slow market is much better, because then, you know, you got plenty of time to rethink and do everything. You know what I mean? You know? Yeah, so Bertie, what I would suggest is, yeah, just stay in a gold standard. Because technically we have 3 groups, right? But I personally don't promote the 3rd one. So at the moment we've got gold standard, we've got gold scalping analysis. So that's not signals, that's trade zones. So again, that's more for experienced traders. But we also have the gold trading community, right? All 3 groups are fantastic. Honestly, if our original trader, if he was, how should I say it, a little bit slower paced, took his time a little bit more, he would be honestly unbelievable. And I mean unbelievable. I mean, his trades, first thing is he's an institutional trader, right? His psychology towards trading is something I aspire to have. Honestly, his meetings, the way he basically, you know, writes down a breakdown of every day, every summary of every day of trading is honestly great. But I would say, however, right, he trades too much, too quick, and I struggle being in the markets for the last, you know, God, like 8 years now in the markets. I struggle to follow his trades, you know, because he will tell you to buy at certain points, TP1 here, TP2 here, whatever, very fast paced. And then, you know, one of the trades might go 1,000 pips. He's like, look, TP 1,000 hit, da 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 da. And you're like, dude, like, I've taken this trade out of TP1. I made 30 pips. We're in about 1,000 pips. You know what I mean? But because the way he trades, got a massive account, he takes loads of trades throughout the day himself. But of course, he will catch the moves. But for the average Joe, we ain't gonna catch the moves. So we stepped away from taking his trades. And then that's why we focus on the gold standard, because it's much easier, a bit more accurate on all the trades as well. You know, much easier to follow, much easier to make profit off. It's just simple as that, right? You know, so you know that's what we follow. Do I need to be in a community group, or does it not matter as I never got invited to be one? No. You never get an invite to be in a community, because I don't personally promote that group, and a lot of us, we don't promote that group anymore. Okay, because we're slowly moving away from that group. It's still under our umbrella, but it's just too many blown accounts, and like the average Joe can't follow the trader. Even myself, being in the market that long, I struggle to follow that group, right, and that trader. As much as I used to stand by him and used to really believe in his strategy that works. And don't get me wrong, his strategy is really accurate. It really works a lot of times, but it's just too much. And sometimes you got to enter a buy, then a sell straight away after that, then a buy again, and sometimes that you're gonna break even, but because you got a delay of a couple of seconds jumping into the trade, you might have 20 pips worse off entry. He broken even, and you taking a 20 pip stop loss or whatever, So yeah. With a gold standard, ladies and gents, it's much easier to follow, because you're basically pretty much receiving trades at a much slower pace. And if you want to take up a notch level, you can go to that gold scalping group that we have as well, right? Gold zones that we trade, which is, again, more for experienced traders. I will say that. It is more for experienced traders, but it works. It works as well. Like, got a good amount of feedback from the gold scalping group, because again, it's just for people who like scalping, and scalping is like, you gotta have a small lot size, but enter a lot of times throughout the zone, and as soon as they're all getting profit, bulk operations, close all profits, bottom way for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. You gotta be very quick. You can't really leave trades for too long, basically, right? Because they're it's designed to trade a very specific way, so it works for scalping, but that's for me. Gold standard has been amazing, because we just wait for certain things to happen. Like, again, it does test your patience, but at the same time, it's more accurate, and I'm able to give out some knowledge, some value here. And when we do take a trade, it's like, oh, we got a trade, boom, let's take it, and not trying to chase my tail, that we've got so many trades coming out, and you're like, shit, which one do I take? So hopefully that makes sense, but yeah, ladies and gents, right now, let me know any other questions. Someone just privately messaged me saying, bro, what do you recommend for my psychology? Trading's been doing my head in, and I am absolutely losing my sense of confidence. Yeah, great question. I would personally say, right, when it comes to psychology and trading, everyone knows, who've been watching this for a little while, first you got to start with studying what psychology is. Especially when it comes to trading, right? So obviously, the book I recommend everyone, studying is Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas, right? I'll put the summary actually in, certain chats here. I'll re-put it again. Watch it. Disciplined Trader. This is also, ladies and gents, a quick video realistically speaking, right? Like a quick 20-minute video summary of the 5 steps. I'm gonna put it in both boxes, so you, ladies and gents, can just copy and paste this. On TikTok, I don't think I'll be able to put it, but I will put it in my VIP group, ladies and gents. So make sure you get inside of our VIP group. Because again, what I will say is this group is, sorry, this video, ladies and gents, powerful to study. Really helps out, you know, your psychology towards trading, investing, and everything else, because it all comes from the mindset. Like previously, someone asked me here, Kev's asked me like what I would do, you know, if I had $1,000 and I wouldn't want to, you know, basically invest, but something that doesn't involve trading. And look, everything I pretty much broke down was to invest into yourself, your network, people around you, you know, stuff like that. It's basically your knowledge. And that's what it comes down to. You gotta, like, to become better at trading, you have to drill in, you know, more things about trading than not trading. You know? Had a buy zone. Put one trade in here. That was 7. As we wait, of course, we just received a buy zone right there. Again, that's the zone trading. So again, you know, as we are trading through it right now, we're taking a second entry right there as well. Fine, we'll wait, see if it returns back to us. Thing is, there's not really much above for this even to go up, realistically speaking. So, you know, I'm taking this one very easily, very gently. As soon as this is up like 20-30 pips, boom, take it out. Again, this is obviously for the scalping group, so you know, that's what I basically took the trade with. $84.7 is my P base. Again, it's very, you know, 0.7. Right there. 75, 76, my stop loss. Again, obviously with, you know, how we run, there we go, profit. Very close to the TP. So I'm just gonna there. Lovely. And out. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you got to do with the scalping group. So we just took the trade out just right there, 84, when it was at 84. But basically that is, you know, a quick 20 pip trade that was taken for us. We're just gonna put, you know, basically 20 pip. Little 20 pip trade, which with a 70 pip from previously, we up 90 pips so far. Especially like this work, like when I trade, ladies and gents, when I have one trade on, like obviously I was able to throughout the zone only put one trade on. That as soon as it goes into profit, I look to take that trade out as efficiently but as quickly as possible as well. The reason for that is because, again, that's like my worst trade, my worst risk, and for the gain of the trade, it's not going to give me that much profit, you know, if I'm hanging on to it. And again, there's a higher probability that it will reverse. So we try to take out the trade as fast as possible. Even look, the TP, essentially our TP, you know, where our TP was, look, 84.70, look, it hit that perfectly, went back down. Yeah, so that's why you got to be very quick. You know, when you're taking especially the scalping trades, just in and out, ladies, in and out. But yeah, this is what we do. This is what we do, ladies and gents. So just quick scalp again. You know, I don't recommend taking trades from both groups. You got to stick either with the one or the other, because otherwise you might get jumbled up a little bit. Where obviously, you know, you're in a buy position and the other group might say sell. You don't want to contradict yourself amongst hedging against your own account and getting confused, because the trade you're in, that might be the trade that's going to go up into profit. The trade that is basically the other trade you took might be the trade that's going to go to stop loss, for example. So you would have basically stayed consistent. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yes, brother, how we doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're well, bro. But yeah, so this trade again, you know, 2 trades, 2 wins so far. A little bit slower than usual. Again, we're just waiting for, you know, the actual trade that we want to take. But at the current moment, you know, we're going to take a few scouts here and there as well between what we're doing right now. But how's everyone doing? Let me know. We're feeling good. Everyone trading. If you're not in the VIP group, ladies and gents, make sure you're in there. Like I said, we've got a very exciting addition to our platform coming out very, very soon. It's all been done. It's just getting tested right now. They're finalizing the last few details. Something that cost a lot of money my personal business partner has invested in, to basically bettering everyone's trading. You know, it's going to help you trade. It's going to assist you on trading. It's going to have a better track record. Be able to have a trading journal on that, like everything, right? I'm not going to speak too much because, again, you know, we're going to have a massive launch for it by next couple of weeks. So make sure you're involved in our VIP group, because I'm telling you right now, especially for individuals who are joining our industry, it's free. Like, you don't pay shit for it. You actually don't pay nothing for it, ladies and gents. And trust me, if I told you how much this costs, it's crazy. Put it this way, bro. You can buy yourself an SF90 Ferrari for it. And more. what's going on. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm more than happy, bro. I'm easy. Obviously. Sorry, ladies and gents. But yeah, we're still waiting. I'm wondering if we're gonna have another session like yesterday, where we basically sat here for 2 hours. We only took one trade. One trade's better than nothing, you know. I mean, you know, people still made money, which is great. And then as soon as I got off the stream, the trade started building up and getting a bit better. So it's one of them things, eh? One of them things. Right time. Waiting for the right time, ladies and gents. Make sure that we're on point. Make sure we're on point and we never disappoint. That's the. So yeah. Last time we got bored, we started looking at cars. Should we do the same thing, ladies and gents? Look at some weekend cars, because I'll show you what, ladies and gents. I'll show you. This is what I'm looking to basically get, right? You know, my weekend car, right? Come on. So we are in two minds, ladies and gents, for the weekend car, right? We are either amongst a Caterham 7, right? But I want the R500 Caterham, right? Which is these ones here, right? So this is just a weekend car, right? Can help me out with this one, right? Can help me out with this. But they look lovely, you know, rapid cars. It's 2010 super light R500 Caterham, right? Which I'm telling you, ladies and gents, this has a quicker 0 to 60 than the Bugatti Veyron and the Bugatti Chiron and all of these. This car just smokes any car on the road, right? Any car on the road, this car will smoke, right? It's only got about 280 horsepower, I believe, or 380, I think. But I think what was it called? Power per ton ratio is insane. It's basically like this car's got like 1,000 some brake horsepower, right? Same equivalent. So that's our one car. But I'm thinking for the UK roads, where on earth am I going to drive this? It rains constantly. There's potholes everywhere. And look how low this car is. Like I think I'm just gonna mess it up. Long story short, right? I think I'm just gonna mess it up, right? But this is like, again, one of my desires. The Caterham 7 R500. The next car, ladies and gentlemen, that I was looking at, right, which everyone here knew, but I'm gonna get up now just because it's always been a dream of mine. But you'll see. Right, so is this Mustang? Oh, is it sold? Don't tell me it's sold. Oh, no, she's still here. There we go. This one here, ladies and gents. Or the Mustang 1968 4.7 litre V8. This one's been fully restored. It looks lovely. I'll be real, ladies and gents. I'm super excited for this. I think I much prefer this one than the Caterham. Just because, one, I've got more usage out of it. And then I could actually, you know, get it to different places. And look at her. Oh, ladies and gents, look at that. Absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. Because I already got a nice daily car, you know. But just for the weekend, something I can kind of, you know, keep away and, you know, just drive it. Like, beauty. What a beauty for that, ladies. Honestly, this is, yeah. Another dream. Don't get me wrong, the dream would be to get the Shelby version, GT500, but they're very rare and very expensive. Like, this tribute here for the Eleanor, shocking, and it's 350 grand. Right? This other GT500 Shelby is almost 80 grand cheaper. It's a little bit better, but still, for 280 grand, it doesn't tickle my pickle. You know what I'm saying? For that money. Like, there's another one here, ladies and gents, which I would actually get of all of them, and it's 145 grand. This one's nice, right? This one actually looks like the replica of Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, like the movie, right? This is the GT 500E. Don't know what the E stands for. It definitely, in them times, it's definitely not electronic, but I have no idea. But look at that, ladies. That is sexy, right? Got the exhaust on the sides. Imagine pulling up in that. I mean, left-hand drive as well, of course, because they're all imports from America. Look at that. And the best of all, it's got the same interior like the Eleanor had from the movie, right? You know, it's got very similar things in there. And also has the gear shifter, you know, with a button on it. It says go baby. Like, that's sick. But yeah, we have been looking at different cars because you know, I've kind of said to myself, if I'm going to hit my goal, you know, which is coming, right? It's going to be here. Should be here fairly soon. My goal, right? What I wanna hit a month. I said to myself, I'm treating myself to a weekend car, right? For GTA fastback. I mean, that is sexy. Oh wow, look at that. As well, ladies. By the way, we're still waiting for the next trade. Anyone asking? We're still waiting for the next trade. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's 100 grand, that is. Look at her. Wow. That is. Very original. Like, yeah, I think. Whew. Very nice. Again, we're going very off topic here, ladies and gents, but we've got to kill some time. You know, patient for the next trade. And again, it's a good, very, very good, you know, representation of like why you should wait for your trades to happen, you know, rather than chase. Sometimes that's what we do, you know. We have to, unfortunately, wait for the market, you know, to present us with the good trades and the trades to get shouted out, rather than just trying to, you know, chase the market constantly and at the end of the day, you just end up losing, you know. Okay, you got GT350 there. Oh, that's only, well, it's 46 grand, so it's actually way cheaper than the GT500. But yeah, I don't like the front. I must say the front is a bit. I like the back, but the front, yeah, them headlights, man, kind of looks weird. There is not. Anyway, back to the charts we go, ladies and gents. What has happened and what is happening right now? Not much. Our buyer zone did get respected. I could have held the trades a little bit longer for an additional 50 pips or so. But at the same time, because I only had one trade open on that, there was no point of me trying to hold that trade out, realistically. You know what I mean? Because there is, you know, a greater deal of risk than actual return. So it just, realistically speaking, wouldn't have made any sense to hold that out. One second, ladies and gents. I've got random gays at my fucking front door. So I can be right back, ladies and gents. Bear with. Didn't miss out any trades, which is the good thing here. Luckily, we had a gentleman ask very kindly if he can take some rubbish outside my house. Well, like compost bucket things. Help yourself, mate. Help yourself. Yeah, so right now we are slowly waiting. Patience, like, patience is still right now. Let me know if anyone watching the stream. Let me know any questions. Let me know any tips of trading, anything else like that. Of course, I try to give out as much value and volume I can of knowledge out there, ladies and gents. So make sure that you also get yourself involved in our VIP group, which link is in the bio. Of course, so you know, make sure that you are in there, because the most important thing here right now is the fact that not only we've got really exciting things coming out, but you're also able to join for free in our community. So, you know, when I'm not doing live streams, you can go ahead and you'll be able then to benefit from our trades. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main thing, you know, to go off. Traded way up nicely as well. Target 2 was hit, so yeah, decent. Look at that, ladies and gents, as well. The power of our 4-hour zones. Right now, look, the market went perfectly to that 4-hour horizontal line. Rejected straight off that as well. You know, like, never fails me. See, look, these 4-hour zones, I just literally drawn them up. Order of support and resistance all along the way. Look, straight away off that. Crazy, isn't it? that perfect rejection of that 4-hour zone. Of course, we're not going to trade it just because we got one confirmation. So, again, that's another important thing to learn in trading, ladies and gents, that you are staying patient throughout the process. And you don't rush trades just because you want to trade. You know, sometimes I think some of us, we actually became like trading junkies. Like, we just love to be in the trade. But, you know, being and waiting for a trade is as just powerful as, you know, being in a trade, for example, because, you know, you're kind of reducing your risk with waiting for the trades to appear to you.
Listening to X Reaper Studios. If you new, you know. Enjoy the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below the vibe. Thanks, you know the time. Goodbye, goodbye. See you next time. 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 See you next time.
Yeah, so ladies and gents, I'm still here. By the way, I haven't fallen asleep. I'm literally patiently waiting. We're probably going to stay on our stream for another half hour or so. Just patiently waiting for that one more trade just to come out. That's all we want. But again, we just got to let the market stabilize itself a little bit and just do at least something. Oh, at least something for us here. Whether it's going to drop down for us to get us nice buy-in position, or he's going to go up and then we get potentially might get in some sales. So trying our best, ladies and gentlemen. Do stay patient. But even my patience is running out now because I'm like, shit, I've been literally sitting here for the last hour. And oh shit, wait, when's the last time I took it? Actually, it was here, wasn't it? Yeah, it's been half an hour since the last trade, but that was just a quick little 20 pip scalp for us. Of 35 minutes or so, but then in the morning we took that trade at like 10 to 9. So very, very slow today. But again, that's the sometimes again I'll repeat myself again, but it's very important to know sometimes that's just literally how market moves, and you gotta adjust yourself with the market rather than try to go against it and then try to do your own thing with it. If the market's moving slow, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Just go about your day. Put your phone in your pocket, ready to be traded. Put on loud volume. Like what I do, for example, on my Telegram sound, the notification, I changed it to a different sound. So if I'm walking about, I know that's a signal coming through, right? That's what I done different. So I know to just for that period of time, like that 2-3 minute, just stay absolutely quiet, stay put, and then look at what the market's doing. Copy and paste the signal, and that's it. Done. That's what you got to do. Something. Laugh of a trader, eh, ladies and gents? Apologies, it's been super boring today. We tried our best to keep the conversation going, get a question answered, but at the moment, again, no real volume on the trades that we've got going on here. So at the moment, we're just waiting, patiently trying to, you know, well, basically trying to go ahead and take another trade. Nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. So, ladies and gents, guys and girls. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to head off the stream now, because like we can see, there's, you know, a little bit of consolidation going. It for me kind of seems that the market is going to consolidate now until probably like New York session, with a few breakouts here and there. Because of the news, we got news at 1:30 today. 2 red folders with an amber folder. Trump also speaks at 1:30 today, and then at 3 p.m. We've got, you know, the Fed chairman, and then at 3 as well we got an amber one for pending. So it's just, yeah, there's a lot of news dropping today and stuff like that. So hence why I think the market can't really decide where it wants to go. I think most majority of the big boys are holding off, you know, putting any buy sell positions at this current moment. So, you know, the best thing to do, waited patiently, done 2 trades, 2 wins so far. We took a 70 pip this morning, and then another 20 pip little scalp, to be fair, a quick little scalp, which I could have held, but I didn't want to put on, you know, loads of trades for the zone. It really only really allowed me to put 1 trade through it. So we pretty much could have had a 73 pips, but we took 20 pips. So hell, you know, I'm better off going in and out. If I've got 1 trade, as soon as that trade is in profit, 20-30 pips, I'm out. Obviously on this one we managed to layer 4 trades, hence why we basically took 70 pips from this trade. So ladies and gents, I'm going to say good night, good morning, au revoir to everyone, wherever in the world you are in. And then, yeah, we're going to basically back tomorrow from the get-go. Tomorrow's Wednesday as well, so it should be market reversals. As we can see, obviously the market, we had a quite impulsive move to the downside basically yesterday. So we should see a market reversal. The market should go up tomorrow. We'll see what happens rest of the day today. Again, obviously the market day is still not done. But make sure you get yourself involved into our VIP group, ladies and gents. Whoever right now is not in there, because again, if you're going to trade the trades that we take, I don't want you to miss out on any of the trades. So make sure you hit the link in the bio, open a browser, and then just go ahead and head over to our free Telegram. On there, you can just press join free on the pinned messages, and then you'll be able to get yourself in our VIP group. So take care, everyone, and yeah, we'll be back very soon, ladies and gents. We'll be back very, very soon. Okay, so back tomorrow from the same time. So take